love that side. So the world of hockey now, would you all agree we call it structure? I like that word, right? You gotta have some sort of structure so you just don't run around. You don't dump a puck in the corner and have 5 players go in after it. So you have some sort of structure, but age specific is good. The other thing I'd fire at you is, when I think back, I mean, everybody knows Jacques Lemaire. You know that name? By far the best coach I've ever had. Okay, and he has such a negative connotation. Everybody says trap coach, you ruined the game. When I think about it, Jacques, we weren't a trap team, we're an angle team. So think of the difference there. All we did, every practice, I heard you guys talking about it, we would angle the player, instead of running down into the corner, we'd have the perfect angle to run a player out of ice, and we'd be stick on puck. There's no option. We didn't trap, we turned pucks over. So I like when we use the skill in our structure. So you can emphasize the angle, the forecheck angle, instead of saying, oh, we're in a 1-2-2 tonight, or we're in a 2-1-2 tonight, right? So you're working on that skill of the player. I believe in 1986, we won a Stanley Cup because of the angles and the puck on stick that we learned 2 years previous from Jacques Lemaire. You talk about structure, I got thinking about this. Every practice we did. Every practice was the perfect angle, right? And everybody angled. Inside out angles was our system. People just didn't talk about it.
I just think with systems, it points to what both guys said. I think the more that again, it goes back to the repetition part of it, but systems are nice to have to put in place in terms of when you have at certain age groups, I think. But I would also say at the same time, if you have kids that are have the fundamentals as these guys were talking about downright, I think that'll make it easier for whatever system you're doing. But I don't think that you should really have to hamper upon making that a priority, and depending on the youth age. As you get older, yes, you're going to have to because other coaches are doing it. But I think the more right now for me would be, Dave is coaching, and I'm sure he'll want to do some stuff, obviously make it easier for the kids, but at the same time, fundamentals are humongous for me before the systems.
I just look at like the NHL level, maybe when me and Chris were getting out of the game, in the influx of European players coming into the game. And if you go to Sweden or you go to Russia, it's skill. And I mean, yeah, they do little systems, but 90% of the practice is skills. And you look at that, and I think USA Hockey in the last 10 years has come a long way in trying to get coaches to use that ADM model, or that's what they call it, to develop skill that way. And to touch on the angling part of it, if like the NHL teams, I think they still have a stat on like hits and statistics like that. But I played in the KHL for a year, and if you watch one of them games, you never see a hit. Like you don't see anybody hitting each other, and it's not because they can't hit, or it's because they have such good angles that you don't have to hit. And I think that comes to skill too.
Okay, we could go on for another hour, I'm sure. Unfortunately, we're out of time with this segment, but you don't get too many opportunities to listen to this kind of experience at all levels of hockey. So thank you very much to our guests. Ryan and Dave will be back later on, so they'll be doing some other topics as well. So thank you very much, guys. We're going to take a break just for 5 minutes.